lost his nerve in the end, and Michael Holding tried to sweep that straight ball with the leg. It's another wicket for Almanaz now, delighted is 140 all out, West Indies. Motivation here, and a couple there to receive the training from Tendulkar, Chairman of the Prudential Assurance Company.
He used to love injuring us. He used to bowl those bouncers with the rubber ball 3 steps and he used to go boom.
Yeah.
So he enjoyed the bowling more than the batting when he used to come here.
Tough to fight.
Tough?
For you.
Impossible.
I was a naughty kid, I would say, completely out of control. I don't know how my parents were so patient with me. I actually fell from a mango tree.
Right.
And my brother said, enough is enough, he has to go, and he's got too much energy.
Yeah.
He's got to go on cricket field and practice there, join a summer camp.
I don't know how Ajit saw what he saw in a 12-year-old and he was proved right and all the mischief came to use, I guess.
My friends tell me that whenever I was batting, my brother was never contactable. He would go on long drives. He didn't want anyone to tell him what was happening in the match. Once the series got over, we would sit at home together and watch all my innings hours on end.
So he was another coach. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he was my coach from the time I picked up a cricket bat.
नाम क्या बोला अपने भाई का?
When he declared his retirement and was playing his last innings of his last test, he got out, went to the locker and asked his brother, what was wrong with my shot there? I mean, trying to improve your game after your career is over. What should I say to that? What level of passion is that?
Why did I retire? Oh, I mean, it's very simple actually. About a year earlier, I was actually thinking of giving it up because I was getting into situations where on the field, during a test match, if I was on the field fielding and you looked at the time and you would say to yourself, oh God, another 12 minutes to go for tea. Or when it was coming towards the end of the day's play and you were on the field and you would do the same, another 14 minutes to go before the end of the day's play. And in limited overs cricket also it was something similar. I was thinking, another 6 overs of fielding, or So it got to a stage where I'm saying to myself, look, I'm not enjoying being on the field. If earlier on you never thought in terms of time, you never thought in terms of number of overs, you just were so involved that time and the overs or whatever, it didn't matter. You just enjoyed being on the field. So that was a clear sign to me at that stage that I wasn't quite enjoying being on the field. So it's better to go.
Fearless, and the other way to describe that is confident, self-belief. I believe that if you're confident of your ability, if you're confident of your preparations, some people call it fearless, some people call it confidence. And I feel I'm confident of whatever I do. I fail sometimes, I succeed sometimes. So that's fair enough. It's a package deal. It comes with that package, failures and success. I should know that, yes, I've prepared to the best of my ability. I couldn't have done anything better. That is when I feel that, I'm ready to go out and play. Making an effort is in your hands. Giving 100% is in your hands. Sometimes you end up with good results, sometimes you don't. Trying giving 100% is in your hands. Sometimes, when you go in, it might be a tough phase to go through that tough phase, play out certain number of overs and then gradually move on with the game and then change the momentum gradually again. Delivery, you want to keep your mind as blank as possible and as empty as possible, so whatever comes your way you immediately read that and you react to it. In any team sport, there are certain teams targets and those targets should always be in the forefront. You just need to understand that the guys who are in in great form, the others have to play around him and chip in any whichever manner possible. Achrekar sir, my coach, and right from my school days, and even before that, it was my brother Ajit, and then even till date, it's my brother that I regularly keep in touch with if there is anything that I need to discuss on my batting, and obviously in my school days, it was Achrekar sir who really helped me and worked as hard as me.
Straight down the ground. Wonderful shot. All the way for 6. What a player.
The passion is being obsessed about every little thing that can produce success for you. Knowing your own game inside out. I remember there was a game, if some of you watched the 2011 World Cup, Tendulkar was playing with a bat like some of us had. More plaster than wood on it. Remember all your bats as children? You couldn't afford another one, so you kept putting plaster. And after a while, there was more plaster than wood on the bat. And Tendulkar was playing with one of those. And we said, he's Tendulkar, right? And then suddenly one day he comes out with a bat with no plaster on it. And then someone said, what happened? He said, no, in the previous game, I played a cover drive 1 yard to the left of cover. It was supposed to go for 4, but he stopped it. He said, that means I need to change my bat.
जैसे तेंदुलकर जी आउट होके आए तो कहते थे यार मैंने हाथ से देखा था ऐसे आउट स्विंग हो रही थी पड़ के अंदर आ गई तो मेरी गलती नहीं थी विकेट से कांटा बदल तो वो बहाना भी नहीं कह सकते उसे बट मतलब वो जेन्युइन थे तो मैं सोचता था यार मतलब सचिन तेंदुलकर मुझे ये बता रहे हैं कि उनके हाथ से बॉल छोटी बॉलर से जो 150 140 डाल रहे हैं और उन्हें उनकी सीम दिख रही है और कहाँ गिरी वो भी दिख रही है और फिर अंदर आई वो भी दिख रही है मैंने कहा ऐसा तो तेंदुलकर भगवान को ही दिख सकता है और वो भगवान ही है। मुरलीधरन को मैं जैसे पिक नहीं करता था इन्होंने पूछा कौन सबसे खतरनाक तो मुरलीधरन को कभी भी नहीं पिक कर सकता था तो मुरलीधरन जब बॉल करते थे तो उन्होंने कहा जब उनका थंब ऊपर आ जाता ना तब वो दूसरा फेंकते हैं तब बॉल पड़ के बाहर जाता है मैंने कहा अच्छा मैंने कहा देखूं तो मैं मुरलीधरन को बड़े ध्यान से देखता था मुझे थंब ही नजर ना आए तो मैंने कहा यार इन्हें थंब भी कैसे दिख जाता है।
मैं दंग रह गया अभी रोड सेफ्टी का मैच था नेट पे बॉलिंग कर रहे थे इरफान पठान बैटिंग कर रहे थे बॉल के कैफ में इरफान पहली बॉल खेल रहा मैं गुगली मारूंगा वो आगे खेलने जाएगा और वो स्लिप में आउट होगा बॉल के उन्होंने ऑन द स्टंप गुगली मारी इरफान पठान आगे खेलने गए वो बीट हुए स्लिप में बॉल चली गई मैंने कहा पाजी
क्या बात है यार
अभी की बात है 3 महीने की पहले की बात बता रहा हूँ मैं आपको।
I would be nervous till the time I faced the first ball. Once I played the first ball, then I was absolutely comfortable, and then my natural instincts took over. People have started calling me God and all those kind of things, but I felt good when people expected something from me, and that inspired me to go out and push myself harder. I've just loved playing cricket. It was never a burden. Cricket has given me life. For me, cricket will always be the ultimate.
He was so good. He was naturally so good. Mentally very strong. Technically absolutely sound. And beautiful to watch as well.
He has all the strokes of the world.
For him to maintain his pressure and his performance for 2 decades under the spotlight that he was under is amazing.
You got to find it tough to get someone who is better equipped than Sachin.
He's in a dream world. How beautiful he plays.
Oh my God, like Sachin was in a different league. He was like meditating every time he batted. He was unbelievable.
He's the ultimate batsman, without a doubt.
I've only seen Tendulkar on the television. And I was very, very struck by his technique.
that's a lovely shot.
I asked my wife to come and have a look at him because I said, I never saw myself play, but I feel that this fella is playing much the same as I used to play.
It was huge in India. Everybody in India said, right, who's the greatest there's ever been? There's Bradman. And now Bradman saying, this kid plays like me?
It's probably the greatest compliment any cricketer can get.
And suddenly the parallels with Bradman started to emerge.
Most of the people can only dream of, but when I heard Sir Don Bradman actually saying this about me, I was on top of the world. I called up my parents, I spoke to my brother, spoke to my wife, told them this is what Sir Don Bradman said about me. I've never believed in comparisons. I've believed more in players serving the game. And Sir Don served the game in the 20s and 30s and also part of 40s to the best of his ability, and people still talk about it. Then you had Sir Gary, Sir Viv, Sunil Gavaskar, and number of great players. And in my farewell speech also, my message to my teammates was, look after the game in the best possible manner and set example for the next generation. Because you're never going to play this sport forever. You only look after this sport for a while and then pass on the baton to someone else.
The one thing that I think was most important for him was he remained grounded throughout.
Did he?
Yeah, the one line I've used everywhere for him was he was the master of the game but behaved like he was a servant.
I've always felt that cricket is at its best and most exciting when you've got a slow spin bowler bowling to a champion batsman.
The build-up for Vaughan versus Tendulkar was just unbelievable.
When Vaughan would get the ball, it wasn't quite as loud as Tendulkar, but it was loud. It was just, two legends of the game going at each other.
There was a genuine thought process put behind that before even Shane Warne landed in India.
Australia came to India and played the Ranji Trophy champions, played Mumbai.
I got runs in that match. I got a double 100 and my friends were congratulating me.
And he said, there's something wrong here.
Vaughan hasn't shown the trump card to me. He hasn't bowled a single ball round the wicket. At a critical stage in a test match, I know for sure that he's going to go around the wicket. And that's when I called a few of my Mumbai colleagues who played cricket with me.
And one of the leg spinners there was Lakshman Sivaramakrishnan. It was a beautiful leg spinner. And he bowled to him, I think, for 2 or 3 days.
He worked out that you could use Warne's amazing leverage of spin against him. Warne spun the ball vast distances, but that did actually give you room to manoeuvre the ball around the field.
And in the first innings, he galloped down the pitch to Warne and whacked him for 4. And he tried again, perhaps a little boldly, and he nicked off to slip.
He's out! He's out!
Warney won the first contest. So it was seemingly like if Warne continues to win it, we're going to win.
And the turning point in that series is when Vaughan goes round the wicket.
I had two options. One was to go over mid-wicket if the length was close enough. And the second option was if the ball was landing in the rough patches, then to be on top of the ball. Then the unevenness of the surface doesn't come into play at all.
Tendulkar kind of eyed him off and waited with a brilliant combination of letting the ball go, soft hands, watching and then pouncing.
And Tendulkar plays a slog sweep over mid-wicket.
Slog swept it into the distance. That was like a cannon going off, really, in terms of the game and the series.
And you think of defining moments in sport, for India, I think that was one of the defining moments. He does that.
Vaughan kind of got caught up in the mind trap that Tendulkar laid for him. The more he tried using his core skill, the more Tendulkar put him off and took him on.
I don't think there's been anyone besides Bradman that's probably even in the same class as Sachin Tendulkar. He's just an amazing player.
When Tendulkar was batting, he could have been batting in total silence. His capacity for shutting out what was happening around him is absolutely extraordinary.
When I was batting at my best, my conscious mind was always at the non-striker's end and my subconscious mind was at the striker's end. Because bowler is constantly asking you questions. Your conscious mind has to pick that. Then once you've picked, within that fraction of a second, You have to surrender yourself to your subconscious mind. Whatever is stored in the computer, as we call it, it takes over and you react.
Brilliant stroke. Fabulous stuff from Tendulkar.
That's a great shot. Down the wicket he comes, and that's going to be a six for sure.
And his reply down the track to the pitch of the ball, and the ball goes soaring over mid-on for a six. Traveling the wrong way.
And he goes after that one, and it's six.
He's blazed at that one. Another boundary.
Well, that's well played. It's into the gap, and that'll be four.
And he's immediately on-driven for four. Well, that's a lovely shot again by Tendulkar.
Drives through the covers. Fractionally overpitched, and that's put away in style.
A bit more forward movement.
That's awesome.
You're right, the batsmen get pinged for it, the bowlers don't seem to. Oh, this is high, what a six, way down the ground, it's on the roof, it's bouncing around on the roof.
Whatever happened in Mumbai was absolutely shocking for us to believe that this is something like this is happening in real life. So it was traumatic for everyone. And then England graciously agreed to come back and play in Chennai, which is I think around 7 days later or so. All the players were, in their own zone, in a different zone. Because when you turn up to play a test match, you are focused on the game, but the focus wasn't there enough.
That was a game that transcended sport, but it meant so much to Tendulkar, it meant so much to everybody that cricket was back, and that 103 not out will always occupy a very special place for Tendulkar.
There is a video which will always stay with me till my last breath, that groundswoman was jumping with joy, and we felt that even for a second we were able to give that moment to the entire nation. Then we've done something good, and even literally for a brief moment we were able to give them a reason to smile. It made us feel good.
This is the vision that has ignited cricket's latest controversy. Sachin Tendulkar shown running his fingers along the seam of the ball on day 3 of the second test against South Africa. It was enough to convince match referee Mike Dennis that Tendulkar was guilty of ball tampering. The result, a suspended 1-test ban and the loss of 75% of his match fee. Meanwhile, some commentators moved quickly to defend Tendulkar.
Not Sachin Tendulkar. Never, ever, ever.
He received little support, however, from Aussie captain Steve Waugh.
If he's picked the seam, then he's got to pay the penalty, like everyone else. It shouldn't be any favours just because of your reputation and the way you play the game. If you do something wrong, then you've got to get pulled up for it. And I think it's been going on too long, the ball tampering, affecting the state of the ball, and it's about time people started paying the penalty.
And my information is that the players are disturbed. They want out of the place. They feel they have been victimised. I've got to say that I think that Mike Dennis would probably, and I know him very well, would have probably put these guys on notice for excessive appealing and said, look, cut it out right before the series, and indeed perhaps even during the first test match. So as far as that side of it's concerned, I can understand it's probably taken a few stages for him to actually get to this point of banning them. Just looking at the Tendulkar footage though, I cannot believe, I saw Ravi Shastri standing up there, I heard boycott. I cannot believe that anyone who sees that footage could possibly defend him.
Well, I think also in that, he's had about 3 cracks at it. He's got basically right around the ball. Now, occasionally you might build a defence that, I was cleaning the seam. With the pressure on his fingernail, the way he was rolling that ball around, he can't be cleaning the seam.
Normally when you clean the seam, you look at it. You've got to see where the dirt is. I mean, he's running his nail. One of the excuses they tell me is they say he's got no nails. Well, he may not have, he had enough there to be trying to lift the seam. The other thing about that was, of course, he was the only one to swing it. Joel Callis does swing the ball a bit. He didn't swing it at all. Tendulkar did. Perhaps he was just having a good day as far as that's concerned. Guilty as can be of manipulating the ball, in my view. And therefore, I think Dinesh is totally justified.
Five years from now, who could possibly come close to being Sachin Tendulkar? Not him, but close to him. 80% of it. Which player, which 2 players in the Indian team?
I think that is not going to be achieved. I think that in terms of stats, you're going to have players with better stats in the future, you never know. Virat Kohli in the one-day game, I think, is exceptional. But in sport, there are some individuals that doesn't matter what era that you're in. It could be 20, 30 years down the line. There are boxers with better records than Muhammad Ali. But if you mention the word boxing, you have to mention Muhammad Ali.
He is the king.
Basketball, you have to mention Michael Jordan. There might be players on the verge of breaking records that he has. And when you speak about cricket, I would speak about Sachin Tendulkar.
And Laura.
I would speak about Sachin Tendulkar.
14 years, somebody, as a kid. I was 14. I couldn't even get into under 19 side, and I couldn't get into under 17 side in 14. I can get into only under 15 side. He played for this Mumbai side. There were 7 Indian players at the time playing for national. So that is impossible thing. And age of 16, and he's got a first class 100 on 14. Age of 16 represent the country. It's a kid. So, right? And age of 17, he gets the first 100 for the country. So, I don't think, and he's end up with highest, everything, every record in the batting, he got that. So, I don't think another Sachin Tendulkar ever will come to this world. Different person will come, but I don't think he's a child prodigy and a genius. No other, in cricket, in sport of cricket, I don't think another Sachin Tendulkar you can make it up.